Having trouble, technical difficulties. I am live. Yay! I have had trouble this morning. No one's on here yet because they can't find me because I'm late. I'm a minute late. A minute late is normally not bad, but in a live stream, it's bad because people are looking for you before it starts. So anyway, let's see, I've got a microphone. I am a tangled mess right now. So I'm going to detangle myself while other people look for me and try to find me. Hopefully the microphone will work here. I've got a different setup. And I haven't worked out some glitches because I didn't have time. Someone's here. Ricardo! Hi! Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, I made it. Barely. And I don't know... Wait, which camera's working? No. All that trouble and my webcam isn't working. Okay. So I won't be using this. I'm stuck with my computer only today. That's going to be frustrating. Let me see if this light... Ooh. No, the light's still kind of nice. Well, no webcam. Other troubles. It's been an adventure this morning. Alistair, hello. Juanotas? Hello. Hi, Ricardo. I'm here always for enjoy. Thank you. Well, I'm having technical difficulties this morning. So we are only going to be using my computer with no webcam. So I will do my best. But I think all I can do is go like this. But the cool news is I'm on a Wurlitzer spinet. God, that's terrible. Let me see if I can get a little more light on this on this. Wow. Oh wait, that light should be working. Let's see. Meow. Oh, that's better. That's better. That's somewhat better. Meow. Meow, meow. Let's try one more. Is this one plugged in? Boop. Yay. Kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of, maybe. Well, it's something. It's something. Sorry, everybody. But it's the best I can do today. Nothing's working right. So the light will be difficult. The camera angle will be poor. And I will look older because I'm in half light and half shadow. So, anywho, oh, and I don't have a tuning lever. Oh my God, really? What I was thinking is if no one had any questions right off the bat, someone give me a thumbs up, thank you. If no one had any questions right off the bat, I could go ahead and break one of my own rules and talk about lever technique because I'm going to talk about tuning left-handed. I have been gradually tuning more and more left-handed, and my shoulder finally... I used to be able to tune like half right-handed and half left-handed as long as my right shoulder just did half the piano or less. Juanotas, I'm oral piano tuner from Argentina. I love your videos. Thank you so much. So I hurt my right shoulder and I re-injured it again just recently. So I can tune like 3 notes right-handed before I can't. So everything is left-handed right now. And I was pretty much doing that anyway, but it's serious now. So I thought I'd talk about left-handed tuning on a vertical because I'm always at a grand and I use my C lever for grands, but I never talk about how I tune verticals. So I thought I'd throw that out there. For all the lefties out there, it won't matter. They're used to it. But for the right-handed people who have to switch, it might be nice, but I can't do that without a tuning lever. So I'm going to be rude and I'm going to leave... Wait, I see a tuning lever. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to get my husband's tuning lever. It's really nice. My husband's tuning lever is really nice. It's pretty. It's a Rayburn, and it's gorgeous. So I can talk about left-handed tuning and some thoughts about it. Let me see how I do with... Oh, this is going to be funny. This is going to be an interesting live stream here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the disadvantage to left-handed tuning is if you're right-handed, there's a learning curve. But the advantage to left-handed tuning, especially if you're left-handed, is it actually can give you an advantage with stability on vertical pianos. So if you imagine the tension of the string is pulling on the left-hand side of the pin. All right, I'm going to try to do, let's see. Let me unmute this one. What am I on? G. The last wound string coming down on this Wurlitzer spinet is G3. It's up there pretty high. So I can tune I'm going to tune this. No, I'll just tune this one. So I'm sharp. Oh, no, I don't need original sound. That's right, I'm not on Zoom. So I'll talk about this. If anyone has any questions, ask, and I'll get to those when I'm done with this. So if I'm lowering it to pitch, if I'm left-handed, I can have my lever at like 10, 11 o'clock. Okay, and I'm bracing my wrist because that's how I tune. The Butler School has all beginners brace their wrist. That's my wrist, right? That's my elbow. They have beginners brace their elbow to start out with because it really can help you make tiny, tiny, fine movements, which is the challenge for new people. But as I'm lowering it now, I'm pushing the pin on the side that the string is pulling. Okay, so the natural flex of the pin actually helps you get stability. If I'm on this side tuning right-handed and I'm lowering it, I'm kind of, if I'm at 11 or 12 o'clock, I mean 11 or 10, oh my God. It's always going to be this way from now on. That's it. That's just how it is. 1 or 2 o'clock. If I'm at 1 or 2 o'clock on a clock face, then when I'm lowering it, I'm putting a little bit of up pressure on the pin against the pull of the string. If I'm raising it, I'm putting pressure on the pin in the direction of the pull of the string, which is a little counterintuitive. So if I come over here, and you could do this right-handed as well, to a point, but it's easier left-handed to be at the left-hand angle, like a 45 degree between 10 and 11 o'clock. I got it right that time. So if I'm lowering it, the flex of the pin that is helped by the tension of the string is going the same direction as the flex of the pin that the lever's pulling. So I pull down, and when I let go, I get a bigger rebound, unless I'm consciously flexing the pin. And if a pin is really tight, you don't necessarily have to. If these pins, I'm going to flex them. They're not overly tight, so I'm going to go ahead and flex it anyway. Whoop. Then we let go. Did you see that little flex right there? It's not much. You can see it though. You can see it. I've seen people flex it, and I'm not going to do it on any piano. As hard as they pull it, I'm like, oh my God, don't do that. That's too much. You're going to damage the wood, in my opinion. So anyway, that was a little bit I wanted to share about left-hand tuning. It can have an advantage. I'm probably not going to be able to get this strip mute back in there because it's action cloth. Oh, wait, I did it. There we go. I have action cloth as my temperament strip in there right now. So anyway, I just wanted to say that about counter flagging. Oh, counter flagging. Ben! Hi, Ben! Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties. So it's a mess right now, and I can't even use my camera that goes over my keys. So everything is just going to be like this today. That's the best I can do. Nothing is working right today. But I do have a Wurlitzer spinet, which is kind of cool. So, hi Ben, counter flagging. So you have flagging and counter flagging. Ben, you might have to explain to me what you mean by that. So flag polling, I'm leaning it forward. Counter flagging, I would assume up, or am I? Oh, never mind, I got it. Tell me if I'm right. So if I'm right-handed and I'm lowering it by pushing up, I'm counter flagging. Yes. Oh, I love that term. I'm stealing that term. I bet it's a real term that I just didn't know. Counter flagging. That's an Eric Shandel. Oh, cool. Cool. Thank you. I am so going to use that from now on. Counter flagging. Because if you're flagging and counter flagging at the same time, you're countering. Thank you. You're countering what you do. Ben says I got it. Yay. I'm going to be a little slow this morning. It's been a morning. Oh my God. I even started a minute late because I couldn't get the computer right. I couldn't get the cameras right. I couldn't get, the lighting is obviously terrible. But I'm here. So it's good enough. So I don't see a question yet. I need to, but yeah, you can cancel out the twist. Okay. I like that. So what Ben is saying is you have a natural twist to the pin. And I didn't know if this was true or not. I had doubts until I saw the video by the PTG demonstrating that it really does twist. It's fascinating stuff. So if I'm lowering it left-handed, I'm twisting the pin, and I'm also flag pulling in the same direction. But if I'm right-handed, if I'm not consciously, this is going to make me insane. Hold on a second. There we go. I had all kinds of trouble I was trying to compensate for. There we go. There. Now I can put my hand up here. If I'm tuning right-handed and let me think now. If I'm raising the pitch, I'm going to be, you can't help it. You will flex the pin downward if you're tuning right-handed. It's unavoidable. And so you're twisting it, but you're also canceling out the effect of that twist by flexing it down when you're raising the pitch. When you're lowering the pitch, you're flexing it the other direction, but you're twisting it the other direction. When you're lowering the pitch, you're twisting it the other direction, but you also are flag pulling it the other direction. So if I lift up on this, I'm twisting it down, but I'm flag pulling up. So unless you consciously flag pull it down while you're lowering the pitch, the twist and the natural flag pulling are going to counter each other. Thank you, Ben. I love that. That's a great way to say that. Now I have more vocabulary. Hi, Maggie, Chris. Hi. If the inharmonicity varies slightly from high-end pianos down to spinets, how can you be absolutely sure that the beat rate is correct to give you an exact A440? Well, if you're starting on A, then you know. But if you're not starting on A, you don't know. So I'm assuming that's your question. When using the chord tuner's tone to listen for that E, for the E6 partial. Yeah, my Kawai upright seems to be right at 3 to 4 beats, but I know a Steinway D could be more like 2 beats. Yes, that's actually true. Ben, that's a lot of mental gymnastics for 8 a.m. You know, it's funny because I'm usually more alert at 8 a.m. than 8 p.m. I can't imagine what it would be like today if I had to do this at 8 p.m. Oh my God. It's there. It just doesn't always come out of the mouth correctly. It's in the head. Okay. So, Chris, yes, you are 100% correct. This started as a trick to get 100% on A's in tuning exams, and it does work because you pretty much know the piano you're getting into. You can guesstimate depending on the piano. It's going to get you so close. You know, if you're worried about it, use the old-fashioned method. It just takes a little longer. The reason we do this on tuning exams is because you're being timed. You can set A in less than 30 seconds with this method and get it on. You can nail it. And if it's not quite right because of the inharmonicity difference, it's going to be so close it won't matter. It's going to be good. So in the real world, if you're worried about it, use the traditional method, or start with the beats and then check it with the traditional method. That's what I would do. I would think that would be really fast. If you're worried about that in the real world, I'm thinking, yeah, that's what I would do. Just check it with the traditional method. No big deal. I use B1. So what I'm talking about, for those who don't know, I'm sure Chris knows what I'm talking about. So, and this whole piano, the whole thing is not strip muted, just F2 to C5. That's all I have strip muted right now. But if I'm trying to set A4, oh, do I have a tuning fork? Nope. Okay, I'll just show you how to do this without a tuning fork. Do I have a tuning fork? Let me think. Thinking. Wait, where's my phone? I have an A on my phone. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I have an A. Hold on. Let me find it. A. Oh, God, that's loud. Hold on. That has to be really quiet. The quieter I have the tone, the more I hear the beats. I know that seems counterintuitive. So to do this the traditional way, I have an A, and I compare it to B1, which is an unmuted wound string. Okay, I don't even have a mute. Hold on, this is going to be hilarious. It's kind of fast. And then I compare it to here. Oh, I'm not muting the bottom one now, but it's the same. No. It's close to the same. Sure enough, I'm really close to on pitch. Wow! I was not expecting that. This piano is very out of tune. So I compare the beat rates and I move A. And you can first tune A just with this, with the electron tone. You just get it close, and then you compare, except to this, except that would be muted, and you make the beat rates the same. You tune A until the, what is this? Octave. Well, 2 octaves and a minor seventh. I don't know what that is, but it's 2 octaves and a minor seventh. And then you tune A to where the beat rate between B1 and A4 is the same as B1 and your pitch source, and that will nail your A. So you could tune it first with the electronic. You could listen. In fact, let's listen. It's out of tune, so it should be out. Let me go ahead and tune it. Let's see. Hold on. It might be too loud for me. No, it's there. Hold on, listen. So you're listening at E6. So it's a little sharp, and sure enough, it says it's a little sharp. So let me try to tune it. Whoops. Lost it. What is that sound? Oh. Let me see where I am. Yeah, there it is. I got it. I couldn't quite hear it for sure. I wasn't confident. But that's it. That's on. So I just lowered it a little bit to slow down that beat rate that I was hearing. Wow. So I got it. Wow. What did I get it to? Let me see. About right there. So that's what Chris is talking about with the electronic tuning. I usually use F2 with the fork. That's fine. F2 is fine. I use B because, and I use B because there's no other partial that I'm going to hear that lines up. That'll get me confused. A lot of people use F2. It's fine. I'm just paranoid. I do get beat rates mixed up sometimes. I'll hear the wrong partial. If I ghost it, I'll be fine. But you can use F. I use B because there's only one coincident partial with a square wave. So a square wave comes from A, and it skips the second partial. So A4, a square wave comes up from A4 is the fundamental. It has A5 would normally be the second partial, but it's not there in a square wave. It goes straight to E6. So it's just A4, E6, and then it skips the next partial and goes up from there. So a square wave is nice. And then I use B because there's no other partial. Like with F2, let's see now, which one is it? Is that right? Wait a minute. I forgot. Oh my god, that's how long it's been since I've done this. So it's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the 8th partial. But there's an A4, so there's this one, there's... Now I'm thinking. Oh, I know what it is. Yeah. There's a partial here at A4 that you can use. I'm with it now. But there's that partial, an octave above it, that can get you a little confused. But I don't know anyone that has had any trouble with it. It's just, Bill Bremer talked to me about that once, and he got me paranoid about it, so I switched to B. That's the only reason. There's no other partial that can interfere with what I'm hearing between B1 and a square wave. There's nothing else. There's only one partial I'm hearing. So that's why I do it. But yeah, F2 with a fork. If you're using a fork, it doesn't matter as much. It'll be fine. Yeah. So that's my answer. My long, ridiculously long answer to a very short question. But you're right, it'll do that. Any other questions? There are no questions. If there's no questions, I'm useless. You have to ask me something. I can come up with something, I suppose. But that was a good one, because I don't talk about that very often. I do have a video about B1 as an electronics, using B1 with an electronic source, and why I choose B1. But F2 is fine. I've known people to use F3, but with F3 you have even more partials that can get you confused, and you're not comparing it to A4, you're comparing it at A5. That's the problem with F3. So F3 is the worst idea. F2 is going to be good, and B1 is my favorite. No one's asking me a question. Everybody wants somebody else to ask a question. All right, let me think of something. Well, let me tell you what I have in my piano. So I have action cloth right here. It was handy. Rick Butler uses action cloth as a temperament strip. It doesn't cause as much fluff. Someone asked me about that once. They said, how do I get rid of all the red or green fluff from my temperament strip in a grand piano? And I went, oh, I'll show you. And I went, yeah. But action cloth gives you less fluff. So if you don't want that, you can use action cloth. Fast picture, slow, accurate pass. Oh, that's a good question. Fast, but I'll come back to that. It depends. And I'm probably not going to answer that to everyone's satisfaction. I'll try. But with the action cloth, I found you've got to get just the right thickness. This is a little thick, and it's really hard to get in there. I think it puts too much pressure on the strings. I had it handy today, so I grabbed it and threw it in here. So actually, you can check out action cloth as temperament strips. I just finished my tuning and tech camps, and then we had a Renaissance festival, so I have had no time to unpack. All my stuff is very unorganized right now. Fast pitch correction or slow accurate pass. With two exceptions, I pretty much, with two exceptions in the I asked. Yes. Okay. Yes, you asked a question. Okay, I'm with you now. So I pretty much use an ETD to do pitch corrections. That's what I do. I have done 2 successful RL tuning pitch corrections, and I did them on the fast side, and they were actually pretty good. But I have done some other RL pitch corrections that were so bad I had to go back with an ETD. I could have gone back orally, but I'm like, oh no, I'm done. You know, I'm a fast pass person. I know some slow pass people, whatever works, you know. With an ETD, I can get it so close, so fast, that tuning it after that is easy. So, you know, I'm a 20-minute kind of pitch race person. 20 minutes, you know. I've done it in 15, but that's rare. It's usually 20. I've sometimes done 25 if for whatever reason I'm having various troubles, but it probably averages 20 minutes for a pitch raise with an ETD, and then I can tune it however I want. Chris, why do we often use the fifth partial of a check note? Oh, I can answer that. I know it's the first, that's it. It's the first fast beating interval in the harmonic series, but can you talk more about that? That is it. It is the first one. You can use others, but you're going to run into trouble because you're going to have conflicting beat rates. So it's the lowest, and I'm going to mention this, it's not fast beating actually in the harmonic series. It's only fast beating in equal temperament. So in the harmonic series, you have a pure major third. It's not fast beating. But since we're tuning equal temperament, if you weren't tuning equal temperament, you could run into a little trouble, but not at first, because you can move your check notes to where they'll beat. So it should be okay. But we are tuning equal temperament, so we're detuning the notes away from pure with major third, octave in a major third, or a sixth, or whatever it comes out to, where that you're hitting that major third in the harmonic series. Our piano is far enough out of tune that it will beat with that interval. So it's the lowest equally tempered fast beating interval in the harmonic series, which means it's going to be the loudest one. That's it. There's no other reason. That is it. Joshua, hello. The interval is very wide, so there's a good chance you're on the wide side, not narrow. Good point. The fast beating helps you hear accurately. That's a really good point. So it's a wide interval. It's easier to hear compared to other ones. And chances are, unless the piano is grossly out of tune, which I've encountered and students have encountered, it's going to be on the correct side of pure. So let's talk about that for a second. So if I have, I'm going to come all the way down here to F and, well, yeah, let me stay kind of low where you can hear it. Let me just do FA. Wait, where's my, ooh, I'm going to do A flat C. It's already slow, it's on unwound strings. I'm going to do that one. So A flat to C is a major third, and it's wide. So if I lower C, it's going to make it more narrow, and it will become pure. See? There we are. A pure major third, which was once tuned during a certain time period. They wanted pure major thirds. Now I'm going to make it narrow. So I'm going to keep lowering C. I'm at pure right now. I'm going to keep lowering C, and it's going to start beating again. There I'm beating. But I'm narrow. Okay, it's now a very wide minor third, even though I'm playing a major third on my keyboard. This messes up students really, really bad. They'll be tuning their piano, and they'll move A or F, sharp or flat, to start an exercise again, but they'll move it too far, and they'll end up with this problem. So now, if I check this octave, let me lower it just a little more. So right now, my major third is faster than my 10th. Okay, now I'm going to move this back to pure and back to wide again. Oh wait, I moved C. I'm an idiot. Hold on. So my octave is slightly narrow right now at this measurement. Let me... You know what? Let me just leave it narrow. In fact, I'm going to make it really narrow. Okay, so I have a narrow octave. My major third is beating at the second coincident partial, probably at the first. So my major third is beating faster than my 10th. Okay, now I'm going to lower C. So, I'm going to move A flat. So if I move A flat, I'm making it pure. I'm raising A flat. I've made my major third pure by raising A flat because it's the bottom note. I'm passing pure. Okay. So I now am on the wrong side of pure, and I'm beating. Now I raised A flat. What is that going to do to my 10th? It's going to slow it way down. So my major third is still faster than my 10th. Shoot, this is not working the way I had planned. So if I'm tuning the upper note, it's going to mess me up. Just trust me, it's going to mess me up. Let me see. Okay. All right. So that's beating a beat rate. Let's say I want to make this the same beat rate. Okay. Whoops. I am not prepared today. Let's just do this. I don't have my key weight. Right now my 10th is beating much faster than my major third, right? So you'd think that would tell you the octave is wide, but let me go back and make my major third wide again. So now I'm... That's almost pure. So now my major third is booking, and my 10th is much slower. So now it's telling me my octave is narrow. See, that's the problem. I hope that made sense. I didn't explain that well. So what was happening is when the bottom note of my major third was on the wrong side of pure, it's basically making the major third and the major 10th both on the wrong side of pure. And it will tell you the opposite information. If the interval is wide, it will tell you it's narrow. If the interval is narrow, it will tell you it's wide. It will be backwards. I can demonstrate that with my strips. So thanks, Joshua, for that thought. SF Spielberg Steinway Pianos 4S. Okay, hi. Retired concert tuner. Woohoo! That's not me. Never used an ETD once in 40 years. Wow. Only used a 523.27C Deegan bar for everything. A Deegan bar. Is that the one you hit with a mallet? That would be cool. I would like that. That would be better than a fork. I have an A440 bar, but I don't know if it's a Deegan bar. It's like a xylophone bar you can hit. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know what a Deegan bar is. Thousands of tunings. They're very loud, so every person in hall heard first pitch tuned. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. I'm going to bring my so what I have is I have an A440 bar, like a xylophone bar in a box, a resonator box, although the foam that was under it is all dry rotted, so it's sitting on the wood right now. I need to get some felt in there to raise the bar up so it'll resonate or ring. I have an A440 and an A441. So I'll bring those to my next live stream just for fun. But if a Deegan bar is a xylophone bar, that's really cool. I would like that way better than a tuning fork. I'm handicapped in that I was an ETD tuner for 18 years, and I'm pretty good at using an ETD. So I will probably never be the RL tuner I could be because I lean on an ETD too much. But that's okay. You know, Rick Butler says an ETD in the hands of an RL tuner is a very powerful tool. So I'll just go with that for right now. I'm going with that for right now. Well, congratulations, 40 years. Wow. I'll never be a concert tuner. Well, let me define what I mean by concert tuner, which I'm sure you do as well. Because some people think concert tuning is just a high-end tuning. Wait a minute. Joshua, clarification. The fifth partial is pure, but we tune thirds wide. Oh, I knew what you meant. Wide. Yes, absolutely. If 7 beats per second is correct, we have a wide range to measure without crossing pure wide. Yes, exactly. 2 beats per second is flat, 12 beats per second is sharp. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I knew what you meant, Joshua. You were absolutely 100% correct. I'm just trying to demonstrate some troubles my students have because they'll detune to practice and they'll go too far and they'll end up with intervals on the wrong side of pure. And I'm like, don't detune that far. If you just take it a little bit out, you're going to have to redo it, you know. So where was I? Oh, yes. Concert tunings. I did want to make a video about this actually because there seems to not be a standard definition of concert tuning. So there's a concert tuning and there's a concert technician. Okay, a concert technician is one who can do very high-end regulation of voicing, in my opinion. This is what I was taught. This is what Rick Butler was at the Kennedy Center, and so that's how I was taught because Rick Butler was my mentor and my teacher. So, and he's awesome. So, concert technician is one who can do that work, and a concert tuning includes that work. So you're doing the tuning, which yes is a high-end tuning, sure, but you're mating the hammers to the strings, you're making sure everything is aligned, you're doing all kinds of different types of voicing, not just needling, all kinds of voicing to make sure that piano is as good as it can be for that concert. That's a concert technician. Okay, I don't think I will ever be a concert technician. I think I have that potential, but I don't work in that world, and that's okay. You know, that's just how it is. But that's really cool that people do that. That I think that skill is fading away, and it makes me sad that it is. So, oh well. Ben, do you prefer tuning slow intervals and checking with faster, tuning faster? You know, I really do both. People have asked me that question before. Mostly I use fast intervals. If it's really out of tune, I'm going to start with a slow interval because you can hear it, you know. So let's say I have a fifth. Let me just detune it. I'm wide now. I have an inverted, backwards fifth, not inverted, backwards. I know I'm close to pure now, okay? It might still be wide. I have a feeling it is, or pure. So what am I going to do? I can measure it now. Oh my God, I'm so out of tune. So I'm going to fine tune it with the fast beating intervals. Oh, that's too fast. So what did I do? I went to a slow beating interval. I want to know it's narrow with the fast beating intervals, but it has to sound good. It might not sound good on this piano. I'm in a wound string. Oh, come on. I knew it was going to slip. would try to push fifths wider on this piano, but I don't know if I could. I'd have to actually tune it to know. I think I can't. So it might sound a little noisy. Do you prefer tuning slow? Yeah. So I use both. I use both constantly. If I had to pick one I use more, I'd say it was fast beating intervals, because I know. So with this fifth, I can listen to it, but I know it's really close to pure right now. It's just hinting at being narrow. At the second coincident partial, at the first, it's probably still wide. Yeah. So now I'm really narrow. No, not really narrow, but I'm narrow. So I'd leave it there. Probably. I'd leave it there. Depending. But I don't know where it is just by listening to that fifth. I don't know. It might sound nice, but I don't know how narrow it is necessarily. I want it to be pretty close to pure, depending on what style of tuning I'm doing. I tend to like, well, that's just how I was taught. Rick taught me to get my fifths pretty close to pure. If a piano has regular inharmonicity, which this one does not, it should be closer to pure at the first coincident partial than the second. That's just how it falls. So you can hear a bigger difference at the second coincident partial. It helps me know kind of where to put that fifth. If I have a piano with high inharmonicity, I'm going to be way closer to pure at that first coincident partial, because it's going to be very narrow at the second. So I'm going to try to get the first coincident partial just either pure or hinting at narrow, while the second one is quite narrow. That can also happen if there's an inharmonicity irregularity in either one of the notes I'm tuning, and I'll do the same thing. It won't matter, I don't think. It just depends. I'll find out when I go. If it's going to work, it's going to work. If it's not, it's not. Thank you for the questions. What time is it? Oh, 8:45. Time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. Although I'm tired. Oh my God. Somebody asked me a question. I did 3 weeks solid, 2 tuning camps, a tech camp, and then right after that we did a Renaissance festival. And we're still tired. We're so tired. Oh my God. We're tired. I'm tired. I'm usually tired these days because I do too much, but it's fun. So I actually have, I shouldn't say this publicly, I actually have Saturday off. Well, off. We're going to go to our local Renaissance Festival, which is coming up next, and we're going to set up early to make our lives a lot easier on the first weekend. So this Saturday, we're going to go there because it's only an hour and 15 minutes away. It's the only one we set up early because they're so close. So we go set up early. We can haul a lot less stuff on the first weekend of the fair instead of the cart and the tent. We have a cart that comes apart like Legos, kind of Tinker Toys. It's a Tinker Toy cart. Everything slides in and out, and it lies flat in our van. So we put it together. It has locks on it, and it holds our instruments during the fair. And it's pretty cool. And in the winter, I have a battery that can run a heater bar to keep them warm, although we try to keep them in the van during the winter with a heater bar, same thing, and some blankets. And then in the summer, if it does get too hot, the cart tends to stay cool in the box part, not the canopy part, but I have a solar fan that I put on solar panel I put on top that runs a solar fan that draws air in from the bottom of the cart. And that really does work to keep things cool. I'm only talking about this because no one has asked a question. So, let me think. What else can I talk about? Wurlitzer. So, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do next time. Because I didn't have the wherewithal to do it this time. So, next time, good morning, Tim.
Good morning.
Schloss. I'm online. My husband says good morning. He doesn't know I'm online.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
You want to say hi to my audience? He's going to fall down. He can't get to my camera. It's all right. There he is. Hi. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I have a Wurlitzer spinet here now. I've got my grand mirror right there behind me. There it is. There's the grand and my coffee cup on top of the piano. That's really bad, and a spinet with all kinds of crap on it. Spinet harpsichord. But I have this Wurlitzer spinet here now. And so what I wanted to do this week, and what I will do next time, knock on wood, is tune it with an ETD and then fix it by ear, because I think that is the most powerful thing people can do. The ETDs do a really good job, particularly in the treble, and they mess up across the break. And this is one of the pianos where they're going to mess up at the first wound string, which is G3. It's up there. So this piano has some inharmonicity jumps in it around the break, because the break isn't till between D and D sharp 3. So D sharp 1, 2, 3. I have 5 double courses of wound strings before my first above the break, before my first unwound string at G sharp. So it'll any ETD. People want to say, what ETD do you use? Well, I'm not going to tell you what ETD I use. I have access to 3. And they all come out really close to the same. There's only one that does a little bit worse, and I tend not to say it publicly because they all mess up. 100% of them. They all mess up, more or less. So I'll fix it by ear and show people how I do that, because it's really easy. You don't have to be a high-end RL tuner to fix it. You do have to understand some things. You do have to practice and hear beats and stuff like that. So you have to be able to hear, and you have to understand how some intervals interact, but you don't have to be a high-end RL tuner to do it. It's not that hard. It is hard if you don't have certain skills, but you can learn them. Ben, do you change your technique with tuning pin? But oh gosh, yeah, I changed my technique with every piano. In fact, I was teaching someone. Was it this piano? It was this piano. I don't remember what note it was. It this piano or was it my Sommer? I'm thinking. No, it was my Sommer. My Sommer's at the Folklife Center now. It's going to live there for a year. I was working with someone on lever technique, and there was a particular pin. It was one pin where, and this can happen on a whole piano, but in this case, it just happened to be one pin where it had just the right amount of friction in tightness in the pin and friction at the bearing points to where if you came down, it was going to bounce up. It was just going to, which is nice, but it would do it a little too far. So what I did is I went slightly below pitch. It bounced up to pitch. I whacked it hard. It held pitch. I said, okay, so on this one, you do it this way. He tried it on that pin. It was fine. He tried it on another pin, and it went flat. So, you know, it really, my lever technique changes from piano to piano, and it changes sometimes within a piano. I think that's why I take a long time to tune, because I'm a little OCD about stability. And even if I have it, I think I question myself. So I do take longer to tune than some people, and I've just decided that's just how it's going to be, and if people don't like it, it's their problem. You know, it's my business, it's my work. If I want to take a little bit, I'm talking about a little bit, I'm talking 15 minutes longer to tune a piano than most people, I think. That's it. If I take 15 minutes longer, that's my business. You know, I don't know why people want to pick on other people for being slow tuners. If you take 6 hours, that's different. That's a bit much, but you know, to each his own. So anyway, bushings. You know, it comes down more to the tightness of the pin in the pin block than it does the bushing, because if the pins are really tight. So, okay, let me just talk about tight pins, because that's where I'm going to notice the biggest difference between bushings and non-bushings. If the pins are really, really tight, and I have bushings. Okay, whoops. Here, I don't have my normal setup. This is insane. Here we go. Okay, let me tune it this way. There we are. Okay, you can see the tuning lever. If the pin is really, really tight, and I'm lowering it, you're going to get a natural flex even with the bushing there. You'll get more without the bushing. So let's say the pins are really tight. I can put this at 90 degrees or a little above and let the natural flex and twist of the pin cause me to get past the bearing points, and then it will rebound. I won't have to flex it if the pins are really tight. I just have to tune it and let go. I think that's where that old school teaching is, lower it to pitch and let go, which does not work most of the time in my world at all. Does not work. But if the pins are really tight, it does work. So if I don't have a bushing, I'll know that it's going to flex more. And I will tune accordingly. Now, what is accordingly? Let me think. If the pins are really tight, I feel like it's going to come out really close to the same. I'll just have to be careful. Okay, I know what the difference is. I have to be careful that it doesn't rebound too much, which I don't think it will. So with bushings, then, I might have to flex more. I'm thinking that would be the only difference. Now, if the pins are not tight, I'm going to be flexing both more. And also without bushings, I'm going to know that it will flex more than with bushings. So once again, I have the same issue. I just have to be careful not to flex too much to where if a hard blow can make it go sharp. So I think that's my only difference, that's the only thing that's coming to mind. There's a feel I have, and that feel is the same with all pianos. How I get that feel is very different on every piano and from pin to pin. So, but there's a feel that I know that's it, and it took me 10 years to get that feel. But there's a feel. I don't know how else to describe it. Tim, good morning. Good morning again. Technique, pin, but yes. Hawks, hi. If that's who I think it is. Is that Melissa? Maybe? Hello. Hello, hello. 8:53. I have time for another question. What?
Melissa.
Melissa might be here right there. Ah, smiley faces. Yay, Tim says hi. As you can see. Tim says hi. He's not always here with me when I do a live stream. He's with me today. He's hanging out. So Tim says hi. Oh, Melissa says hi back. Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Hi. He says hi. He can talk to you about the inharmonicity in a banjo. Yeah. That's a whole different world. It's not like a piano. It's more splattered. And it does have inharmonicity. It's more irregular. What?
That's all it has.
It's all it has is inharmonicity. Banjo. What instruments do I have behind me? Let's see. Any questions? I'm going to show instruments. So what I have here is a Kruth. CRWTH, Kruth. It needs some work right now. Then a ukulele and a mandolin. And what's over here? A treble viol, a djembe, banjos, a quattro, and an erhu. That's what's hanging up behind me at the moment. And other instruments are elsewhere in the room. We are multi-instrumentalists who mostly do early music, but we do folk music. And it used to be the other way around. We used to mostly do folk music and a little early, and it's flipped because that's what we're paid to do. So, you do what you're paid to do. And you can do whatever you want for fun. But we kind of like the early instruments for fun. We like it all. It's fun. Early music and folk music, old-time folk music. So, 4 more minutes. You have 4 minutes to ask a question. Oh, Melissa, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I'm going to do the thing we did at the camp. I'm going to tune, next time I do a live stream, I'm going to tune this Wurlitzer with an ETD and fix it across the break. I'm just going to do it during a live stream. I've been so busy. Oh, my God. I've been so busy. So busy. But so far, I've been able to make all my live streams. I'm worried that one day, Excellent. Yay! I'm worried that one day I'm going to have a conflict and I don't know what I'll do, but so far there are no conflicts on Thursdays for my live streams. Eventually there will be one, and I'll think of something. I may do it in a weird remote location. Like, what if it happens during a convention, or, well, it happened during my camp, but we just did it live at my camp. It was no big deal. So that was okay. We had, as long as I have a piano. Well, if there are no more questions, I may sign off. Thank you all for coming. I had more earlier. I think they just popped in and popped out. There's 7 now, it says. And I know I had 8 at one time. I had 6 at one time. But we'll talk more about spinets next time, I think. I would like to talk more about spinets. And I'm glad I have my Wurlitzer in my home now. This is the same Wurlitzer we had at the camp. It is now in my house. And the Sommer is where the Wurlitzer was, in that building. The Wurlitzer lived there for a year, and the Sommer is going to live there for the next year. And I'm going to use the Wurlitzer in my house, and for live streams and for teaching, because some of my students have spinets, and it'll help. It's going to help. The Sommer is weird, but the Wurlitzer is a little bit more normal weird. The Wurlitzer is a little more predictable with what it does to seriously mess with your head. It's a little more predictable. More common. It has the most common problems. The Wurlitzer spinet does. Okay, well, thank you all for coming. And I will next month it will be at 8 p.m. last Thursday of the month. And what month is next? June. Yeah, June. It will be ridiculously hot. I will be in here burning up. We don't have air conditioning because before 2018, June was cool in West Virginia. It was in the 70s, low 70s even. And now it hits 90. Oh boy. All right. Everyone take care. Thank you so much for coming and for supporting my channel. Oh, shout out to Ben. Check him out if you haven't already. He's doing what I'm doing, but with tech. So if you don't know that, check out his channel, Ben Cross, because he's going to do once a month technical stuff and have a Halistair. Thank you. Happy Thursday to you as well. Check out Ben. And I was going to say one more thing and I forgot, but that's okay. I think that's it. Oh, I'm going to have a store soon. I'm going to have Piano Tech Maggie swag. It's going to be fun. All right. Everyone take care. Happy tuning. Happy Thursday. Bye.